S&Ps are up 38. We're going to have that oil. We'll go over to that oil contract in a second. So this is going to get interesting. I mean, this is kind of my take on it also, that, we get back to at least somewhat normal going into September. And I know it's, we're coming into May, but that's Mnuchin just come out, and he says, so Mnuchin expects the economy to opening late August coming into September. So that's a heads up, man. I mean, when you got, I think it's real. You know what I mean?
I think it's real as well.
Yeah.
We talked about it, and to even hear it like that, right? So schools in Florida canceled, Massachusetts canceled, as in for sure throughout the year.
Yeah.
Seems like a natural progression of the summer, right? You have kids on vacation.
Sure.
Are you going to push back everything? There's going to be a start. Well, guess what? A good time to really maybe swing it if things are good is kids go back to school.
Right.
Things open. Life is kind of normal again. But crazy that is talking about 4 months approximately. Florida schools would start late August, basically 4 months on the dot from right now. And man, it's been a good 5-6 weeks now that things have been shut down already. But amazing to think it's already been 5 to 6 weeks, right? Doesn't it seem like time is crazy, man? When those first orders started coming down, it was at least March 15th for Florida, if not prior. Yeah.
Oh, listen, man. There's no doubt. I mean, I lost track of time because you got to picture something, folks. Okay, we have. In St. Pete, we have they're small floors, but we have 2 floors, right? And there's me and 2 producers in the office.
Sure.
So it's pretty funny. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, So oil. Let's go to the whisper number. Let's see what we got here, right?
Okay. Yeah, man, oil. My goodness, right?
Oh,
I mean,
totally.
I got the chart up here while you're doing it as well. Let me put it on a 15-minute because just the run, man, that we got. I mean, this contract, we started out the week Sunday night at $26.78. We just dropped down to $6.50 yesterday. The run up already today, though, from $7.45, we were at $11. We went above 16. We're approaching 14 now in that contract. So what are we looking at for our whisper number in crude?
16 million barrels.
Okay.
The survey number is 14 million.
Seems like a reasonable estimate.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with like 24 million.
Throw it in. Yeah, go big. Go big or go home, man.
We know that there's I guess the build would have to do with, hey, we'll find out. The build would have to do with the aspect of how much is there. We know that everything is full, right?
Sure.
So pretty well.
Did you submit it?
I submitted it, yep.
Okay, good. So I called you. I was going to say, I called you yesterday, right? And it's just to speak. Now, what's going on is the contract's so far away almost of all of these contracts. I mean, you could make a trade just to illustrate if you wanted. Let's see what kind of premium things jumping around. All the spreads are way under the market because we just traded up $5 or $6 in the span of an hour, right? But, maybe you had some exposure to the downside. Now, look at the premium this is charging you, right? This spread from 14 to 11.
Okay.
We're 15 pennies out of the money, okay? You start getting value at 14. Talk about a bid offer that's tight. Now, this one's a 1, but it's going to be a tight bid offer spread, which is nice. These are tradable, it looks like, But they're making you risk $85, almost risking 1 to make 2 somewhere, risking 83 to make 217. They're making you pay almost $1 in premium when you have only $2 in terms of that price. But I had mentioned to you yesterday, with only 20, some of these, if you get a spread that lines up pretty close to expiration, when you're $1 to $2, almost $3 out of the money, right? With a half hour, we were getting moves yesterday where these went from basically no market to being basically the one I looked at, it was trading 1 penny by 5 pennies.
Yeah, right.
And it exploded. Oil exploded yesterday. Let me see if it's on this this chart. Yeah, there it is, right there. It was no, it was this bar right here. So it was the 215 bar that went from $9.87 to $19.47. But keep in mind that these contracts end at 2:30. So that was the final 15 minutes that had a 4-minute bar in oil. I'm going to be paying attention to what happens at 2:30. It was interesting nonetheless.
Oh, big time. And, so we were talking about the USO yesterday quite a bit, folks, okay? And now I just want to go over this because this is what's going on with the USO. So USO right now is trading down 15 cents, $2.67, okay? The net asset value is still $2.06, so it's 60 cents, okay, above it. Now, the USO is going for a reverse stock split 8-to-1. This 8-to-1 is going to happen after the close of April 28th, okay? So we're on the 22nd right now. So this is a heads up. You really got to wrap your head around this. Well, yesterday we were talking about the aspect that they filed with the SEC for 4 billion more shares.
Okay.
The SEC hasn't said yes yet. But what is going to happen here is this. They're going to have now 8 times the amount of shares the day that that happens.
Okay.
So what's happening here, okay, is that you get a reverse stock split. One of the main reasons that you're running at a premium is that they can't make shares or destroy shares.
Sure.
It's a big heads up. My take on this, and I'm not saying that any retail trader should do this. What's going to happen here is monsters are going to come in and shot the heck out of this because the bottom.
Well, it should revert to the net asset value,
that's
right?
Correct.
So even if, and I like how it does say there, you know, that the reverse split will reduce the number of shares outstanding and result in a proportionate increase in the net asset value per share of the USO. But that gives the ability, maybe it has to go back to the net asset value at some point in time in the future. It could be a very long time. My guess is it's going to be shorter than you think as this market gains some stability again and that thing calms down a bit, that it reverts to that level.
Yeah, and I'm glad what you just said, Tom, because meaning that you really don't know when this will happen, folks, okay? Because so I'm coming into work this morning, I'm saying to myself, I say, just shot the heck out of this thing. Do you know what I mean? I know it's 60 cents, but on the other side of it, I'm not going to touch it. And the reason I'm not going to touch it is that anything and everything could happen in this market because the market is so screwed up right now. That's the other side of it. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot easier things to trade that, you know, not that any of this is easy, but, you know, your probability to me is a lot better, but this is not over yet inside that oil market. It's just not over. Inside the Dow, we look at the Dow. The Dow's up 400. Let me show you something though. This is going to be pretty dicey, I think. You know, we get almost every stock that's positive in the Dow, and you're only up $400. That's not a lot. You know, we only have Procter & Gamble is in the negative. It's the only one. Yeah. So what you have is that you basically, you know, each stock, United Health's putting 47 points in, Apple 38, McDonald's 37, Microsoft 27. The Dow, to me, should be up a lot more than that. So I suspect as we go through this trading day, you're gonna see some selling pressures out here. Gold and the gold equities, we'll talk about that when we come back, but those things are off to the moon, man. Dow Industrials right now up 390, NASDAQ up 179, S&P's up 45. Tommy and I come right back.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. On Thursday, April 30th, I'll be holding an all-day online seminar where I'll teach you the essentials of my trading methodology, Timing the Trade. From 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with a lunch break from noon to 1, I'll be covering quality volume, ABC structures, Fibonacci confluence zones, cause and effect,